Dear students, in this session, we are going to recap the concept of explainable AI with a real-time understanding. And before moving forward, I want to recall what we studied earlier. Explainable AI is all about making the AI decisions understandable to humans. Because today, most advanced AI systems, especially deep learning models, work like a black boxes, where we give input and get output, but the internal reasoning is not visible. And this creates a major challenge and when this system are used in real world applications like healthcare, finance and business analytics. And the system think about your daily life, and when you use an app like a Instagram or shopping platform like a Flipkart, you see recommendations and the predictions, but you rarely question why those decisions are made. And that is because the current system are not designed to explain themselves clearly. And explainable AI try to solve the problem by providing the insight into how the models make the decisions. And this become especially important in areas like time series prediction, text processing and computer vision, where the models handle the complex data. And the explanation help improve the trust and safety because users feel more confident when they understand the reasoning behind the decisions. And another important aspect is that explanations help the developers debug the models and identify the errors. And the students, you should also understand that explainable AI is not just a technical feature but a necessity in modern AI systems, because without explanation even accurate models may not be accepted by the users. But the focus today is not only building the intelligent system but also building the transparent and trustworthy system. And this is why explainable AI becoming the key area of research and development. And as a future engineers, you must always think about how your model decisions can be explained to end users, because in the real time applications is just as important as a prediction. This is the overall introduction where already I given. Now let us understand the explainable AI in the context of time series data using a real-time example. And the time series data refers to data that is collected over the time, such as stock prices, weather conditions or energy consumption. And the AI models use this data to predict the future values based on the past patterns. And these predictions are very important because they directly affect the decision making in a business and a daily life. And for example, in a stock market prediction, investors rely on AI system to decide whether to buy or sell stocks. And if the system predicts that the stock price will drop, the investor may sell their share. But the important question is, why did the model predict drop? And without explainable AI system will simply give a prediction without any reasoning. And this creates a uncertainty and reduces the trust. And now when we apply the explainable AI, the system provides a clear explanation, such as the prediction is based on the record, recent declining trends, low trading volume and negative market signals. And this helps the investor understand the reasoning and make informed the decisions. And similarly, in weather forecasting, the system may predict heavy rainfall based on the humidity, pressure and historical patterns. And when the users understand these factors, they trust the prediction more. And the student, the time series data also has a challenges like long-term dependency, where the past events influence the future outcomes, and the concept drift, where the patterns to change over the time, and these make explanations more complex. And therefore, explainable AI must adapt dynamically to provide the accurate and meaningful explanations. And this is why the explanations is not just an add-on, but an essential component in time series applications. And the students, you should always remember that the predictions alone are not enough. Users need to understand the reasoning behind those predictions to take the effective action. This is the XAA in time series forecasting. Dear students, now let us move to the another important domain, which is natural language processing, where the NLP, where the AI system work with the text and language data, and this include the applications like a chatbots, sentiment analysis, and translation systems. And these models process words and sentences using the complex algorithm, and the decisions they make are not directly visible to the user. And let me explain this is with a real-time example. Imagine you are chatting with the customer support chatbot and you ask about a refund policy, and the chatbot give a response, but sometimes the response may not match your expectation, and you may wonder why the system interrupt your query in that way. And this is because the model assigned the importance to different words in your sentence and uses that information to generate a response. And without explainable AI, this process remains hidden. And now when we apply explainable AI, the system highlights the important words or phrases that influence the decision. For example, it may show that the words refund and delay were key factors, and this helps both users and developers understand how the model is processing the language. And the student language is highly context dependent, which means the same sentence can have different meanings in different situations, and this make the explanations more challenging. And sometimes the explanations may look convincing but may not be accurate, and therefore the domain knowledge is important to interrupt explanations correctly. And explainable AI also helps a developer to improve the models by identifying errors and biases. And the student, this shows that explainable AI is a essential in NLP, natural language processing application, to ensure the transparency, accuracy and user trust. Okay, so the XAA explained the word importance. Hope you clear XAA in NLP. Now let us come to in the slide the explainable AI in the context of computer vision, where the AI system analyzes images and videos, and this is widely used in applications like a medical imaging, surveillance and object detection. And these systems are usually based on deep learning models that are highly accurate but also very complex, and they act as a black boxes And now imagine a medical scenario where an AI system analyzes an X-ray and predict the presence of tumor. And the doctor needs to understand why the model made the prediction before taking any action. And without explanation, the prediction cannot be trusted. And this is where explainable AI provides the visual explanations, such as heat maps that highlight the important regions in image. And this allows the doctor to see where the model is focusing and verify whether it aligns with the medical knowledge. The students this make a decision process and transparent and improve the trust. And however, there are challenges because images contain many features and complex patterns. And sometimes the highlighted regions may not be accurate and the explanations may look convincing but may not reflect the true reasoning of the model. And therefore, careful evaluation and domain or expertises are required. And explainable AI also helps in the debugging models and improving performance. And the students, this case clearly shows that explainability is a critical in applications where the decisions can have serious consequences, and it ensures that AI systems are not only accurate but also reliable and trustworthy. Now let us discuss the challenges in explainable AI, which are very important to understand because they define the limitations of current systems. And one of the main challenges in the complexity of deep learning models, which make it difficult to generate accurate explanations. And sometimes the explanations provided may not truly reflect the model's internal reasoning. And another challenge is trade-off between accuracy and interpretability, where highly accurate models are often less interpretable and simpler models are easier to understand but may not perform as well as. And this creates a dilemma for developers. And another important for challenges is different users require different types of explanations. For example, a data scientist may need a detailed technical explanation, while a normal user may prefer a simple and intuitive explanation. And this make it difficult design a one size fits all solution. And evaluation is a major challenge because there are no standard metrics to measure explanation quality, and this makes it difficult to compare different methods. And the students, these challenges highlight the need for further research and the development in explainable AI. And overcoming these challenges is essential for building reliable and trustworthy systems. And as a student, you must be aware the limitations and work towards improving explainability techniques. Hope you clear the challenges. Now let us understand what make a good explanation in explainable AI, because not all explanations are useful or meaningful, and a good explanation must be easy for humans to understand, meaning it should be simple and clear without unnecessary complexity, and it should be relevant to the user's question, meaning should focus on the four factors that matter most to the user, and it should be faithful to the original model, which means it should be accurately represent the model behavior, and it should be simple but informative, providing enough detail without overwhelming the user, and it should also consistent which mean similar inputs should produce the similar explanations. And let me explain this with a real-time example. In a loan approval system, if a two customers have a similar profiles, they should receive the similar explanations for their outcomes. And this ensure fairness and transparency. And the students, these properties are essential for building trust in AA systems. And without these properties, explanations may be misleading or confusing. And therefore, the developers must carefully design and evaluate explanations to ensure they meet a criteria. This is an important step towards creating reliable and user-friendly AA systems. See the pictures. Now let us discuss the different types of explanations in explainable AI, because the explanations can be generated in multiple ways depending on the application and user requirements. And one important type is global explanation, which explain the overall behavior of the model. It helping us understand how the model works in a general. And the another type is local explanation, which focuses on single prediction and explain why that specific decisions was made. And the feature based explanation shows the importance of different input features in the decision making process. And example based explanations provide similar past example justify the current prediction. And rule based explanation represent the model's logic in the form of rules. And the students, each type of explanation has its own advantages and limitations, and the choice of explanations depends on the context and the user needs. And for example, in a medical applications, local explanations are important to understand individual predictions, while the global explanation help in understanding the overall model behavior. And the students understanding these type of explanations help in selecting the right approach for the different applications. Finally, let us discuss how the explanations evaluated in explainable AI, because evaluation is essential to ensure that the explanations are useful and reliable. And one approach is a human-centered evaluation, where users access the whether the explanation is understandable and helpful. And another approach is functionality based evaluation, where the developers to check whether the explanations accurately reflects the model behavior. And the application based evaluation focuses on how much useful the explanation is in real world scenarios. And the students evaluation to help in measuring to understanding. Clear? Any doubt regarding this? Okay. Wait, I would like to explain the taxonomy of explanations evaluations. So what is mean by taxonomy here? What is mean by taxonomy here? Types of explanations, right? This is the taxonomy of explanation evaluation. This is a XAA in time series challenges. Already I told. This is the pictorial form. NLP and vision challenges. XAM in real time. XAE the future formalizations. Wait, I would like to explain. Okay, one by one. The case studies like that. The explainable AI in the domain of stock market prediction. Okay. which is a classic example of time series data. And in this scenario, financial companies use the AI model to predict the future stock price based on the historical data, such as past prices, trading volumes, economic indicators, and even the global news trends. And these models are very powerful because they can identify the patterns that the humans may not easily notice. But at the same time, they are highly complex and often behave like a black boxes. And now imagine an investor using such a AI system or such like this system. The model predict the particular stock will drop significantly tomorrow. And based on this, the prediction, the investors may decide to sell their shares. Okay, may decide to sell their shares. But the important question here, why did the model predict a drop? Okay, that is a more needed one. Okay. Now let us take another real-time example which you all experience daily, which is weather forecasting. And this is also time series problem where AI models to predict the future weather conditions based on the past data such as temperature, humidity, wind speed, and atmospheric pressure. And these predictions are used in agriculture, transportations, and disaster management, and daily planning. And now imagine scenario where the system predict the heavy rainfall tomorrow. And based on this prediction, the farmers may decide to delay harvesting. And the transportation service may adjust the schedules. But the important question is, why did the model predict heavy rainfall? And if the system cannot provide a clear explanations, users may not trust it. And this is where explainable AI becomes important. And now the system provide an explanation such as the prediction is based on the rising humidity, low pressure system, and a historical pattern of similar conditions. And this help user understand the reasoning behind the forecast and take the appropriate actions. And now let us extend this into future capabilities where users can interact with the system and ask the questions like, what if the temperature changes? How the confident is this prediction? And the system provide the details, answers, and confidence levels. And the students, this improve the decision making and reduce the uncertainty. And now let us connect to the challenges because the weather systems are highly dynamic and involve the many variables, and patterns can change over the time, marking the explanations or making the explanations more complex. And the forecast error also difficult to justify. And the users demand transparency, especially in the critical situations like natural disasters, and therefore explainable AI play a key role in improving trust and usability. And the students, this case study shows that explainable AI is not only useful in advanced domains but also in everyday applications that affect our daily lives. Okay, hope you clear. Okay, students, before we end today or this session, let us connect everything we have learned with the simple real life situations. And I want this to be more interactive in your mind. So imagine you are using Instagram and suddenly you see a reel recommended to you. And I'm asking you now, can you tell me why that reel appeared on your screen? Yes, think about it. Sorry. You may say, because I liked similar videos or I searched for something related. Correct. But can the system clearly explain that to you right now in detail? No, it can't fully explain. And that is exactly the problem we discussed today. AI is giving the result but not giving the clear reasoning. Now let me ask you another question. Suppose the same kind of AI is used in a hospital to predict the disease. Will you accept the result without explanation? Obviously, no. Because in that case, your life depends on the decision. So, explanation becomes very important. And this is where explainable AI comes into the picture. Now, the students, let me ask you, what happens if the explanations itself is wrong or misleading? Will that be dangerous? Yes, it will be even more dangerous than having no explanation. And that is why we discussed challenges like accuracy versus interpretability and the evaluation of explanations. Now think about your banking scenario. If your loan is rejected and the system simply say rejected, you will feel frustrated. But if it is say your credit score is low and your income stability is not sufficient, you will be at least understand that try to improve. So explanation is not just about transparency but also about helping the users to take action. Now the students, let me check your understanding. What are the key properties of good explanation? Yes, it should be simple, understandable, relevant and faithful to the model. Very good. And can anyone remember the difference between global and local explanation? Yes, global explanations the overall model behavior and the local explanation specific decision. Okay, now the finally let me ask you one important question or remember the question in the future. Do you think AI without explanation will be acceptable? No, it will not acceptable, especially in critical applications. And that is why explainable AI becoming major requirement in industries and companies and governments are focusing on the building trustworthy AA systems. So students, you should not just focus the building accurate models, but also building the models that can explain the decisions clearly. And always remember this simple idea: prediction give a output, but the explanation give the confidence. And the confidence is what makes the AI useful in real life. So with this understanding, we can conclude the explainable AI is not just an advanced topic. It's not just an advanced topic, but a necessary evaluation of artificial intelligence. And in the coming years, this will become a standard requirement in all the intelligence systems. So make sure you understand both concept and practical importance. Okay, hope you very clear. Okay, thank you. Thank you, students. Let me see the another video of part unit 5 part 5. Thank you.